let's talk about welcome to another episode with the farmer. So we started a series where we will talk about if you want to start farming in this 2025. So let's continue from that series. So in this video, I wanted to actually talk about if you wanted to start a tree crop in this 2025. So let me tell you a little story of tree crops. Like during the time of late Obafemi Awolowo, he uses tree crop to develop southwest. So some of these crops are cocoa, cashew, cola, and more. Like if you could remember in the times of missionaries, they used coconut. They planted coconut in Badagry and all over the places. Also palm. Now, if you are planning to go into tree crops, you have to consider one important thing, and that is availability of land. First of all, first thing you need to consider is that you must not borrow that land. So it must be a land that you acquired, you purchase, and if possible, C of O. So because the year it will take to harvest your tree crops is going to take 10, 20, 30, 40 years or even more, 50 years. So first thing first, land. And the second thing you need to consider is expenses, money. Is right, like I said in the previous video, that it is expensive right now to start farming because of the inflation in the country. So it is very, very important to consider the money at hand, because tree crop is not something that you will do in 1, 2, 3 months and you say you are tired. It requires a lot of maintenance and it requires a lot of monitoring before it starts giving you yields. So third aspect is the type of tree crop you wanted to go into. Now you must understand each tree crops you wanted to go into. For example, if you are in a place where you won't be able to be visiting that place often, it is more advisable you go into palm. If it is a place where you are like a joint something, you can go into cocoa. And if you know cocoa has to be intercrop, like you have to plant plantain in it. So you have to understand different tree crop with different problem. Like now we have tree cocoa, as it may be very expensive right now, but it has its own problem too. Like we have a black pod of cocoa diseases that can affect it, and at the early stage of cocoa it requires a lot of maintenance and water. So but when it comes to palm oil palm production is something that you discover that it's ups and down. But one thing is very certain is that when you any part of oil palm is lucrative. No any part of oil palm is waste. No wastage when it comes to oil palm. So that is why you have to consider that too is also a good this thing. Then another thing is rubber. Rubber plantation is one of the things that we are not even tapping into, because rubber can take up to like 50, 60 years and you continue harvesting it every year, every time. And rubber is also more lucrative, very, very lucrative. So tree crop that you can also tap into. So if you are planning to go into tree crops, either rubber, palm, palm tree, oil palm tree, cocoa, cashew, this the coca-cola, you have to understand how there is always a market for it, even local market for it, not internationally. Local market, the local market for cola right now cannot be satisfied because people are eating cola. In other part they are eating cola, and all over the places people are eating cola. And rubber right now, rubber is very, very expensive too. So if you finally decided to go into tree crop, please do your research very well. Make sure that you have the money on ground, because it requires a lot of maintenance and it requires a lot of time. It takes time, because if you are not patient, you might not be able to go into tree crop. So if you are patient, please go ahead and invest in tree crop, because it's one of the lucrative business you can actually go into. Because if you look at it, uh, Later, Obafemi Awolowo uses money from cocoa to build cocoa house in Ibadan. Obafemi Awolowo University in Ife. So stuff like that. So it is understand that there is pool of money, pool of wealth in it, which anybody can tap into, but it requires patience. You have to be very patient if you wanted to actually tap into this pool of wealth. So starting a tree crop farming require you to be very patient, and it require monitoring and money, which is very important. The money you are going to invest in it. So thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video and turn on notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel till I come your way in my next video. Stay blessed.